Hey John, just a minute here. Here's the plane you sent me. If you paid more than $5 for this thing, you got screwed. But it's in pretty good shape now. I'll tell you what I did. If you take a look at the bottom, it was all black and rusty. Well, that bottom is perfectly lapped now, nice and smooth. It's to about a 220 grit on a glass plate. I kind of cleaned up the sides a little bit, but that's not a big deal. It just took all the rust off. And then I took it apart completely. And like the handle, or this 4-piece in the handle, I soaked these in linseed oil, and they were really dry. So I soaked them pretty good, put it inside of them and everything, and then let them soak it in for 15 minutes or so. And then I took the blade out. I'll take it apart a little bit for you. We took the frog out also, cleaned that all up. We kind of did the best to remove the rust on it. I scrubbed it with some navel jelly. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it's kind of a rough rust remover. And then what I did is I brushed it with kerosene and then wiped it all down. And so it's got a nice little coat of kerosene on it, which is kind of a lubricant and a wax. These planes have a finish on them that's called Japanning. And if you ever look online whenever they're describing how good a shape the plane is, they say, well, there's about 90% of the Japanning, or the Japanning is still there, but essentially what that is that black finish. And on this plane, I don't know, it might be 2/3 there. It's off up here in the front, and off in the back a little bit, probably from where the hand hits there. But it's in really good shape now, and I'll show you a little bit about what I did with the blade. Blade. And I don't know if you can see this in the video, but I lapped the back of it to where it's a mirror finish. I don't know if you can see that, but that's always really important. And then I ground the edge to a 30-degree bevel, and then honed it. And this thing is like razor freaking sharp right now. So it's in really, really good shape. And then the chip breaker, I'm going to put it back on. And I set this chip breaker at about maybe just shy of just a scant 1/16 from the back edge. And then just kind of tighten it down. Snug. Doesn't have to be tight. And then I lubricated the screw and everything in here with some kerosene and got it working good. So what we're going to do is plane iron back in. Set where I want it. I kind of adjusted this clamp here a little bit. And if you remember anything that Piney Thompson taught you, we're going to bring the blade out of head. In pretty good shape right there. Now what we're going to do, got a little piece of cedar right here. One more blade. So you can even thin it down. That was pretty good shape in there. But we can thin it down a little bit. Okay, so that plane's kind of tuned up, and it's in as good a shape as it's in way better shape than any plane for any price that you'd pick up off the shelf. Certainly Home Depot or anywhere else. And this thing, if you take care of it, it'll last you a lifetime. And I'd put a little, what I do is sometimes I have a little block of paraffin here. And I just try not to cut myself there. But I just rub that paraffin into the sole, and that just lubricates it, waxes it, and that's sharper than any plane the old man ever had that we ever had. Maybe before we came around, he kept them sharper, but this thing here is in really good shape now. So good luck with it. I'll send it back to you. Ciao.